Hello, this is Mr. Doty, and I am trying to make something up here to help with some of the sheet metal work that we're doing in Chapter 23. Um, Basically, the chapter is over HVAC, and part of HVAC work is sheet metal. And I know how much some of you guys really just love sheet metal. It's actually not that hard. Now, I know that the assignment in the book or on Blackboard says to use Inventor for this. Well, I wanted to see what I could do in SolidWorks just to see how it works. Um, because I like SolidWorks better, and that's just me. Now, I will probably go back and try to make an Inventor version of this so that I can figure out how it works in there. All right, so given that the problem, which is right here, and it's this guy right here. Now, so basically, I was thinking, man, this wouldn't be that hard. I could draw part of this in AutoCAD so I could figure out what this height is and so on. Well, okay. So, and then I thought, you know what? I can figure this out in the modeler. So here's what I did. The whole thing, if you were to make it a pyramid without the piece cut off, it's 5'6" tall. That's 66 inches in height. And then it's 72 on one side and 96 on the other. So let's go back over to SolidWorks and let's work through what I did. All right, so let's work through what I did. So, well, let's just back that up. So the first thing that I did is I created sketch 1, okay? And sketch 1 is a rectangle that's 96 by 72. Okay. Then I created planes 1 and 2. Plane 1 is at the 5'6" or 66. Plane 2 is 10 inches less than that. So basically I made the 66 and then I made one off of here and I made it 10 inches down. That way I didn't have to do any math. So there you go. Sometimes there's ways of getting around things just to make it quicker. So plane 1 and plane 2, this one's at 66 inches off of the bottom here, off of my, let's see, that would be your top plane. So that was my first reference plane. And then I created, so that's 66 off of there, and then that's 10 inches down from plane 1. Okay, so I got that much figured out. So then I was like, okay, how do I figure out the angle of this thing here? So then what I did was I made sketch 2. So sketch 2 consists of drawing from the end of one side. So I used the, let's see, this is the front plane. So I used the front plane on this one, and which is the XY, if you were an inventor. And so I drew from the end points of my line that I've got on my first sketch to, I drew at an angle up until it hit this plane. And then I drew this one, and then I just drew it on down. All right, so that created a coincident point between the ends of my lines and the plane. All right, this is where you have to go in and make some relations. So then what I did is I made a relation between well, the midpoint of this line and, oh, I know what I did. Well, anyway, I made it vertical. And when I made it vertical, it moved it to the middle. What I was trying to do was line it up, use a constraint or a relation to line up the middle of this line, to line up this point with that there, because it's on that plane, and then I wanted to line it up with the middle. Okay. I could have also drawn another construction line up here to where it hit the plane, and then drawn these lines probably, and that would have worked too. So that's one option for it. And then I went in and I measured that it was 1455 here, and I drew a line across. And I made all this construction. Okay. So then I closed this out and I went and made sketch 3. All right, so this is on the narrower side. So here I did the same thing. I drew my lines up and down, and then I lined it up with the middle. Well, like I said, I probably could have just drawn a line straight up, and that would have helped me find, from the midpoint, and that would have helped me find this angle. And then I drew a line across here and I got 10.91. All right, so if you write down those two measurements, then what you would do is, before I made a loft, what I did is sketch 1, of course, is here, and then sketch 4 is up here on plane number 2. So I went to plane number 2, and I had to draw, what I did is I ended up having to draw a line from the midpoint to midpoint, and then lining up the middle of this line with, collinear or whatever with, or coincident, anyway, to line it up. So we did that, and then I lined up with, I was able to get the middle of this line and line it up with the middle of one of these. Anyway, to get this in the center. So bottom line is I put the 10.91, the 1455, and that created the second part. So then what you do is you go in and you make a loft. And basically when you create a loft, you go in and you have to pick the profiles that you want to use, and all I did was go in and pick my sketches that I needed. And so basically I used sketch 1 and sketch 4, and then I just hit check mark, and it made this nice little loft. All right, then using information from the book, either the Inventor or the Solidworks book, I went in and created a shell. And I just made the shell like point. I used the book information for the, there's a metal rectangle to square transition that we draw in the SolidWorks book at least. And so what I did is I used that thickness, which was a 16th, 0625, and I did the shell. All right, then I went to my sheet metal tab. So you have to make that visible if you don't have it. So you turn that tab on, and then I use convert to sheet metal. And when you do that, you pick what face you want to keep as the non-movable face. So I picked the face, and then it said pick your bend edges. So I picked the corners. See, I got 1, 2, or no, let's see, 1, 2, and 3. So I picked 3 of the 4 corners as my bend edges, and that left my 4th one as the edge that, the 2 edges that come together that you'll end up, in the real world, this would be welded. So anyway, I did that, and then I used, I think I used 16 gauge steel. I went in here and used one of the uh, gauge tables that they had. So anyway, I did that, and then it converted it into sheet metal, which is pretty cool. And so now I saved it. So I saved it. Then I went and created a drawing of it. Maybe. All right. Now, so come on. All right, so what I did is, I had out my view palette, and so what I did is I pulled in one of these pyramid views, and then I pulled in a top view. Now, sometimes people will do like two side views on sheet metal, but I thought this would be good because this gives me my height for my finished look. And what I'll do is I'll put that hole, there's a hole that goes in it, I'll put it right here so that it'll show up here, and then it'll show up on my layout here. Now in the real world, probably what will happen is each one of these would be an individual piece, so I probably could put dimensions on it so that way they could just cut each piece out and then they would weld them together, assemble it and weld it together. I did it like if you were doing sheet metal, which they could also do that too. The book says something about welding. Okay. It said there weren't any tabs because they were going to weld it. Okay, that's fine. You could weld this seam and that would be fine as well. Either way, whatever works. But this is one way that you can do it. And it really wasn't that hard. So I hope that this helps in some way, and we'll kind of go from there. So I'll try to come back and do an inventor version, but for right now, this is what I got. And if it comes down to it and we can't figure out how to do it in inventor, and you just want to get the assignment done, do it in Solidworks and it'll be fine. Alrighty, well, you have fun, and we'll catch you on the next video.